I was having a chat with a lovely friend of mine the other day who's quite a rational and logical thinker, fairly skeptical, especially about spiritual, mystical, esoteric ideas and consciousness and everything. It's not that she doesn't believe in it, but it's hard to when things aren't tangible, which is absolutely understandable. But what I love about her is that she's willing to try things. She tried quantum healing hypnosis with me, and over the last few years, she's been trying other alternative therapies that the usual logical, skeptical thinker may not be open to. And I had to tell her the other day, fair play to you for trying these things out and opening your mind to other possibilities, regardless of whether you believe in them or not. Which isn't easy to do. Because if you don't believe in something, or if you're not sure, and you have your logical mind in the background kind of saying, this is all bullshit, is this true? Trying to find a logical reason to not believe in it. It's really hard to try these things out because you feel it's a waste of time. And the fact that she was able to park her logical mind just for a little while and to accept this intangible concept, it really impressed me. And this is what led me to make this episode, because I was like, yes, this is it. It doesn't matter what kind of interests we have, or how logical or skeptical we are, or if we're mathematical minded and not creative. It doesn't matter. All we need to do is have a chat with our logical mind and say, can you just hold on for a few minutes? Thanks so much, logical mind, for being there. Thank you for always helping me out and see the logic in things. But for the next little while, just go back into your little box for a sec. Just for a little while. And that sentence in itself, we tell our brains what to do. We literally tell our brains don't know if we're in the present, the past, the future, what's real, what's not real. How we see the world and what we believe is what our mind accepts. So, by telling our logical mind to pipe down just for a little half an hour, we can open the door to massive possibilities. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, for those of you who don't know, and I'm so glad you've taken the time to listen today. I'm so excited I say I'm so excited in every single episode, but it's really true. I just love spreading these ideas and hopefully, helping somebody out there who might be a little bit confused about what's going on in the world, our inner healing and transformation, and understanding ourselves just a little bit more. And this week's episode is about understanding our logical mind, embracing it, integrating it, and discovering when and how to ask it to be quiet. Our logical mind is such a powerful tool, but it can also become a barrier, especially when it comes to intuition, creativity, healing, and transformation. Or healing old patterns, those destructive patterns that come from generations. Sometimes our logical mind can block those healings, which is understandable really, because logically speaking and rationally speaking, everything works in a linear way, in an analytical way. It categorizes things Whereas our healing and our intuition and our creativity is more fluid. It's non-linear. So when we rely on too much logic, we might miss our gut feelings, those feelings in our stomach that tell us what to do, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision, whether it's for us or not for us. We might miss those inner knowings. Have you ever had a knowing? You just know. So our logical mind might block those subtle energetic messages because they just don't make sense in a rational way, and they don't. The idea is to be able to bounce back and forth and to tap into our right brain and access those infinite possibilities that aren't tangible but are possible. And they're becoming tangible enough in this day and age as we transform and the earth evolves. Sorry, my Salem here is just, of course, crawling all around me just while I'm trying to record an episode, and now she's in between the microphone. Her head is literally under the microphone. So I just love her so much. For those of you who don't know, Salem's my lovely black cat. She's the light of my life. She's the light of both our lives, my partner and I. And we love her so much, and she crawls everywhere. And she's gas. She's an absolute gas ticket. She loves playing. She loves running up and down. And she, I feel, protects us from any kind of dark energies. She's like our protector. But I think it's a platonic thing. We protect her and she protects us energetically. So going back to our logical mind. Our logical mind tends to value what can be measured and explained. And sometimes we feel we should take a promotion because financially it's going to be more beneficial. We're going to get a higher salary. You know, that's what we should do, logically speaking, theoretically speaking. But how do we feel about this decision in our hearts? What's our intuition? That feeling in our stomach telling us? Are we going to suffer with our mental mind? Is our mental health going to suffer? Are we going to be unhappy? So sometimes we end up making decisions through our brains, like our logical brain, and we don't listen to those hunches, those intuitive feelings, or even listen to our heart, and we end up making the decision that isn't for our best good, and as a result we end up suffering. So in this situation, if you find yourself on paper, you should really do it, but there's something in your stomach, there's something telling you deep down, you're having a dream, your creative part of you, or you just know that maybe it's not the right decision, just go with that. Or if there's an opportunity to try a healing modality that you've never tried before and somebody is suggesting it to you, instead of saying, oh no, that's bullshit, straight away, just take a breath and feel into your body, because sometimes we just really don't want to do these things, and that's fine as well. We can't push ourselves into things that aren't comfortable for us either. But if it's a situation where you're not totally uncomfortable about trying something new, and you ask your logical mind to just park for a little minute. I'm going to try it out and see if it works. If it works, it works. That's brilliant. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sometimes we're just made to be logical thinkers, and that's absolutely okay. But now, in this day and age, we are at the stage where there are so many opportunities available to us through our creative mind, through our hearts. So much empowerment, so much deep healing, that doesn't it make sense to just ask our logical mind to step aside just for a little while? I remember when I started off on the quantum healing hypnosis journey, I'm definitely open. I have an open mind and a lot of interest in exploring our subconscious mind. But there was a controlling factor that came from my left brain. Things, I used to be a very controlling person. That was something that I found difficult to accept. It was a shadow part of me. And through working on my throat chakra and with the mantra, I release control and I go with the flow. I've now released that control, and it still pops in, I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm trying to say is that controlling part comes from my left brain, that logical part of my brain, the controlling part, the linear part. And that's okay. No judgment. That part of our brain that seeks proof. I used to always want to know why, and I still do actually. I still ask, but why and where and how did that happen? And I don't always have to have an answer, because sometimes there are no answers. And if there are, maybe we're not ready for them yet. Our mind can't grasp the answer just yet. And that's why we just have to take a chill pill and just accept sometimes that things are the way they are. And you can call it mysticalism or magic or a higher collective consciousness or a higher intelligence, whatever it is you like to refer to. But something's there, and sometimes we don't have all the answers. And to accept that can be quite difficult. As I was researching this topic, I ended up going down a little rabbit hole, as I always do. And I discovered that Einstein had the ability to use his right brain creatively and his left brain logic simultaneously, which is what made Einstein a genius. Isn't that unreal? So, how can we both use our right brain creatively and our left brain logically and simultaneously? Well, turns out, after all of this research and going down rabbit holes, I've decided to create a course. It can be done as a course, a workshop, or a one-to-one coaching healing session, depending on the interest. So if you're somebody who might be interested in harmonizing your mind, unlocking healing and wisdom and empowerment, and balancing your logical left brain with your creative right brain, let me know in the comments, depending on the platform you're listening to. I'll put a poll. If you're interested in it, let me know, and get in contact if you feel like reaching out through email. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Either a workshop in a group, course you can do on your own, or one-to-one coaching session. This is designed to help you bypass your left brain, but also balance both your left brain and right brain to help you access deeper wisdom, unlock your full potential, and cultivate a daily practice that will help you spark your creativity, quiet the analytical mind, and activate your intuitive healing side. Because we have been living dominantly in a left brain world. A long time ago, in the ancient civilizations, they used to use both sides of their brains, especially the Egyptians and the Greeks. They focused on both creative and logical ways of doing things, and they used their left brain when they were associating language and logic, although the right brain was used for creativity, artist work, healing. So this is an ancient way of, I suppose, using our intelligence the best way possible, in a linear and non-linear way. But then the scientific revolution in the 16th and 18th century began to, I suppose, make our left brain dominate more, because it was all scientific, analytical based, rational, logical approaches to understanding the world. And that was just the time we were going through. And that's why we focused on our left brain thinking, especially in the Western side of the world. Although, no matter what was going on, regardless of the side of the world, Indigenous, Native, Earth people have always known how to bypass our logical minds, how to access deeper wisdom. Those people who've always worked with the earth and kept themselves connected to nature, to their inner wisdom, to the higher realms. They've always known. And this is where a lot of the course that I've made comes from. How Indigenous people, how Native Earth people, what they did to integrate logic and creativity for empowerment. The course will talk about ancient rituals and modern practices. The bridge between meditation and breathwork. Some people find it so hard to meditate, to do mindfulness. But this course will help you break down that barrier. This course will help you shift from logic to creativity and access healing. Open your subconscious. We'll also learn about automatic writing, listening to music and body movement, and how music and body movement can help us access our creative mind. And also, last but not least, and the best for last, is using our dreams and understanding the symbolism in our dreams. So this is so exciting for me. I hope any of this resonates. That is amazing, of course, and always. If nothing resonates, that's okay too. And if things don't resonate, is that your logical mind saying, no, that's bullshit? If it is, how about you ask your logical mind to just pause and then listen to this episode again and then see if it resonates. It's like an experiment. like a little self-experiment. One thing that's just popping into my mind is that another blocker to our healing and accessing our inner wisdom, creativity, empowerment and transformation can be fear. Fear can be one of our biggest roadblocks to healing because our logical mind says, oh, I don't know what that is. And it wants to keep us in a safe place. So fear steps in and says, oh, I don't know about that. Are you sure you want to do that? Because we have fear of the unknown. And it's normal to be afraid of the unknown. It's our natural response, our protection response, our survival mechanism. But sometimes fear, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, it can keep us stuck and afraid to face our pain or to revisit trauma or to take the steps to recover. And that's absolutely understandable too. Nobody has to do anything, but it's okay to acknowledge these things as well. So we can personify not only our logical mind, but also fear. And what about having a chat with fear and say, or asking fear, what's going on there? Hello fear. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Is there anything you'd like to say about why you're showing up? And get a pen, get a paper, get a piece of paper and write it down. And just allow it to flow. I don't want to go down that alleyway, maybe because this, that, and this. And then that actually diminishes the fear in itself. So that even though you don't feel comfortable bypassing your logical mind right now because of fear, you're exploring that fear, and maybe things will come up that will help diminish the fear and understand the fear. And it's okay, we're all human. We're allowed to be afraid, but it's good to understand. It's also good to manage the fear so it doesn't take over us. Fear can be our friend. We can find so much from that fear. And that's also something we'll be going through in that course. And that brings me to the end of the episode. I want to thank you so much for listening, for opening your mind. If you've parked your logical mind, well done, because you're one step closer to balancing and using both your left and right brain. I'd also like to ask if you have a spare moment to either like, share, or leave a comment in the comments below. And let me know how you felt. I'd love to hear your comments. If you feel anybody might benefit from this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could share it. Thank you so much. See you next time.